Good morning, good morning. We are here in the Joyful Living Garden doing a garden update. I haven't really been as consistent as I normally am, but moving and life such as it is, I had a lot going on. But hopefully now things will get cracking. So I got a Jasper cherry tomato here that was a volunteer, basil, zucchini. This looks promising. We've got flowers now. I just planted this the beginning of June. Everything that I personally planted, everything else, the Jasper tomatoes were volunteers from last year. The marigolds, self-seeded from last year. There is an eggplant over there, if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. So luckily I'm in zone 8. We have a really long growing season. So even though I got a late start, I'll still get stuff from everything. That's a Cherokee purple. She's doing lovely. That is a yellow pear tomato that's self-seeded from last year. And as you can see, there are some tomatoes there. And there's a dwarf zinnia just to beautify the garden some. Another Cherokee purple. These are beefsteak tomatoes. And as you can see, I got lots of flowers. So we got fruit coming. It's just have to be patient sometimes. The marigolds that are throughout the garden were all self-seeded from last year. I just moved them from different pots into their current location so that every tomato, these are beefsteak tomatoes, had marigolds in the pot, had onions. I don't really know what I'm doing with these onions, but now, well, I think that one has a teeny tiny bulb on it, so I'm gonna pull some of them to see what's what. That's a beautiful weed. That's got to go. But look at this baby. Hoping that she gets to produce something. I found her by the mailbox, and I recognized that it was a watermelon, so I popped it into the garden. See, that's what I was talking about. Marigold self-seeding, and as you can see, I've dug up several that came back in that pot because I don't have anything in it currently, and I'm gonna dig that one up too. That's lemon balm. That is wild violet that self-seeded from our previous home. Asparagus that is done for the year, but you let it keep growing because it's giving energy to the roots. But I actually need to plant some more of it because a lot of it didn't come back at all. More marigolds, sweet mint. This is the cherry tomato that I started from seed this year. I need to figure out a different way to stake these because it's in a grow bag and it's got a cage and a stake in it, but it's still leaning heavily. Bee balm, munch a cucumber that volunteered from last year. This is a, what kind of tomato? Aroma tomato. So we've got some flowers on it. And this is another Cherokee purple. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these tomatoes. This one needs some water. I don't know what it is about this location. Maybe the other pots are blocking it. But everybody else gets water from the sprinkler, but this one is always dry. So we got to do some rearranging so everybody gets a good drink. Although I'm going to hold off on watering today because we've got rain in the forecast for the next 4 days. I'm just going to see what it does. That is a carnival bell pepper that I started from seed this year. And I thought I had a flower on it, but I guess not. That's a mortgage lifter. And it looks behind like it's smaller than the other things that were started at the same time. But I think it's just a slow growing plant because the mortgage lifter is a really like palm-sized, 2 palm-sized tomato. So I just think it's the type variety that it is because it's healthy. It's super healthy. And this is a jalapeno pepper. I don't know what's wrong with my baby. I'm going to feed it good, but it's just struggling. As are this zucchini And yellow squash. I don't really care for yellow squash, so that's why I only planted one. But I will eat it if it's mixed with zucchini. So that's yarrow, planted throughout the garden just to invite pollinators. But you want to know something interesting? I have not seen a single bee, not one bumblebee, which I've had that to happen before. My first season, nothing, but with planting the butterfly garden, the flowers in my garden, the next season I had some. But this is really weird that you don't have bumblebees in nature. But a lot of times it can be dependent on how much pesticide people on the properties next to you are using. So, and just how much pesticide has been used here previously. So I'm hoping I can reverse that. So I don't know how well my zucchini and squash will produce this year, simply because I don't have any bees. Now, gnats and flies, I'm out in rural North Carolina. I have those by the bucket load. So if you see me out here running while I'm trying to record a video, it's because everything is after me. That's Morning Glory that I just moved over to get some water from the sprinkler. Mums that I've had for years that are just sitting here for watering purposes. But that's all for the garden for today. And just show you this one last thing. Those are actual bushes that I need to plant that I don't know where they're going. But you see that with the water in it? That is a bee bath, because bees need something to drink too. They need water too. So I just leave that there and let the sprinkler fill it up. And then you put rocks, or these got rocks and pine cones in it that fell from the tree. But it allows them to get a drink of water. And so that they are healthy, and so that your garden is healthy. There's a strawberry plant, well, if you can see it, that I had for years. And then, well, I think I left that one on there too long. It either dried up or something ate it. But it's still producing, so we're pleased with the fact that I've got as much as out here as I do. Because again, this is a garden full of volunteers and perennials. Some of the stuff I planted from seed earlier this year from my plant sale, but the bulk of it I didn't plant. So your garden has the ability, nature has the ability to reproduce itself. So the first years it can be costly, but just keep at it, keep working at it. It'll get better. And next year I anticipate the garden being much, much bigger. I just didn't have time this year, guys. I didn't move until May. I was planting in June and had lots of things planned, but this season is ticking away, so I went ahead and did what I could do. And this will be all I plant for this year until it's time to plant for fall.